I'm doing great. Really awesome to see you up on the main stage on Friday at the Responsible AI and Symposium. It was a really cool day. Really, I'm very curious what your immediate takeaways are.
I care more about the applied AI perspective. So there were a lot of discussions, that were a little bit outside of my immediate area of concern that I don't feel super qualified to speak on, like a lot of the governmental policy stuff. I mean, of course, I care about that, but not as embedded in that. So I was always trying to steer the conversation a little bit more toward the responsible elements of applied AI, where I really feel qualified to speak. And the other stuff was very interesting to hear about, and I just didn't feel quite as qualified to weigh in on. How about you? What were your thoughts?
So I've done a lot of work with the RAI over the last couple of years. I actually keynoted their first symposium and ended up getting wrapped up in the, not wrapped up, but volunteered to lead the special interest group around workforce and education. And I've honestly had a great year working with all of those volunteers. But So this year's symposium was a totally different deal. I would say that in 2024, sort of reflecting broader market trends, there was a lot of AI curious type folks that were in the room in 2024. And this year it was like really much more focused into, I would say applications, although I get what you're saying there. And the room was absolutely packed. Like it was basically standing room only. And, it stayed standing room only until they kicked us out of the room well after 5:30 in the evening. So there's obviously a swell of interest in, of course, AI in general, but responsible AI and what the RAI is doing.
Absolutely. And I get that sense as well that a lot of people were very interested in the actual application of AI, which, as I said, was where I was really trying to, steer the conversation from my perspective. And I did have a lot of people come up to me after the panel saying they really appreciated my perspective. I did find it interesting that I was the only person on the panel really kind of deploying AI in specific ways, in kind of enterprise and mid-market and governmental settings. Everybody else on the panel, I believe, there was, a humanities person, couple of people from more the policy governmental side, and a couple of academics, which those voices are very needed too. That's not to say that they shouldn't be there, but I found myself in an interesting position being the kind of only practitioner. So that was kind of an interesting experience, and I was glad that I was able to, share that on the panel.